To
How's
you
it going,
too.
man?
Good morning. Good morning.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Loan Officer Breakfast Club. It's good to be back, my friends. With all
we did miss you so much.
Well, we missed you, man.
I missed you all too, but I got to tell you, I'd do it all over again in a hot second. I'm not going to lie about that.
So, Frank, don't say it so. Us or your family. My gosh, I thought we were your family.
You are. You know what? I am glad to be back. It does feel weird to get away. I want to have in the chat. We can light up the chat. Everybody, when you go on vacation and then you come back, doesn't it feel a little weird? Like it's like I'm back. It's weird. I gotta dive back in again and get things rolling. You know, but I'm anxious. I'm anxious to get started. Right? You know. Here's the funny thing. The funny thing with vacations is, it can do one of two things to you. It can really make you understand how much you really dislike your job, or it can make you realize how much you really like your job.
That's funny.
You really like the thing that you do, and I got to tell you, I just, I really did feel a lot, it takes me a couple of days, Steve, I don't know about you or Chris or Chris generally, but it takes me a couple of days to kind of, okay, let's be on vacation. You know what I mean? Because I just feel so still tied to, well, shouldn't I be doing this or shouldn't I be doing that? Or I feel, well, I could still do this or I could still do that, right? It takes me a couple of days to just, I know some people are probably like, hell no, I disengage instantaneously and I am gone, right? For me, I can't do it. I just kind of, I need a couple of days, you know? Yeah. But boy, once I get there, man,
you're like, wow, this is
a happy place. Man, it's very happy. Yeah.
Especially when you have your day scheduled, like you do this at a certain time and then it goes right into this flow and that flow and that flow. It's like you've got your whole, and then you're like, wait, I'm not doing that today.
Yeah, right. No, I'm not.
We saw you lurking. We saw you lurking a few times.
I did. I did tune in a couple times. One time I said hi, and then the other time I just kind of sat in the background. I got to tell you, Joe, I was telling the girls in the green room, Steve, before you chimed in, but and Chris, but it was kind of fun to just be part of tune into the Breakfast Club while I was having my Starbucks out by the ocean and just listen to the Breakfast Club and be a part of the Breakfast Club. It was like, man, what a cool thing.
Yeah, it was like, you know what? No prep. You don't have to lead a conversation. You're just a fly on the wall. You're like, hey, this is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. And it was good information. It was just wonderful. And
for sure.
I don't know. I just really appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys. Glad to be back here with you today. And we're gonna have a good day.
Steve did a great job in your absence, Frank. We have to give Steve a little props. I mean, the music was a little off at times. We didn't really have sound effects.
Oh man.
There was nobody. Listen, nobody was butchering names over here, and it was really good.
The t-shirt budget is way up.
Right, that was the other thing.
For sure. I was trying to sell, I'm trying to just recoup some of that t-shirt budget so that when we get here and keep hitting the t-shirt button, we're good.
Yeah, got it. All right. Well, let's start as we always do, man, as people are kind of piling in here. Let's get to some wins, And we're going to do this. We're going to do wins a very, very different way. So I'm going to go Chris Johnstone, you pick somebody. You pick somebody who's going to share a win. You're muted, by the way. There you go.
Oh, I'm good. You know what? Who I popped out to me, Vicki Porter. Good morning, Vicki
Porter. Well, hi, Vicki. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Well, first of all, where are you located? Where are you at?
Daytona Beach, Florida.
All right. Floridian. Another one of you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what's going on, man? How about a win? How was last week? Have something you want to share? Oh, tell us.
So I'm 2 weeks into my virtual assistant that I hired, and she called people that I had already called on accident and got them to meet with me when I didn't. So,
whoa.
Nice. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's great. This is working. So
nothing like having your virtual assistant, show you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She's very persistent, and they were kind of on the fence with me, and she pushed them off. So
wow, good stuff. Yes, was that a virtual? I said virtual. Did you say virtual?
Is this she's in the Philippines?
Okay, great. Yeah. All right. So she met. Well, that's good.
Perfect English.
Perfect. Great.
Yeah.
That can be one of the issues that people struggle with. And I think more so we struggle with than the person receiving the call. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But But yeah, well, good news, man. That's awesome. She got a couple appointments set up.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's a big win. That's awesome, Vicki. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah. All right. Congratulations. Do you got a t-shirt?
I just got my t-shirt.
Oh, great. Here, I'll give you one of these. I'll give you one of these too. Excellent. Now it's going to be epic. Yeah, you're going to have a great week.
Yeah, I am.
Congratulations on that. Yeah. All right. So thank you, Vicki. Yeah.
Can I put something in there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Vicki, I find that sometimes when we're making the calls and somebody says no, or they don't pick up, or we don't get a hold of them, or we have one of those sessions where it just doesn't convert like we think, and we feel like it's a no.
Yeah.
But it's just a not right now. Like if you were to call the same list again tomorrow, just a different set of people pick up, you have different conversations, but you still get a certain number of those people to generate appointments. So it's awesome to see you hitting the list consistently.
Well, it was like 2 days later, and I was like, oh, maybe I should tell her not to call those people. But then she was getting appointments. I'm like, go ahead.
That's awesome. It's not a no. It's
not
just
a no.
Not right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome
stuff.
Hey, and Vicki, you got somebody asked where you got your VA. Wasn't that from our conversation?
It was,
with Richard
So
Smith?
Richard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vicki's part of the boot camp and his just doing great things. But I think it was Richard Smith.
It
so
was.
I just dropped that in there. So
yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, good.
All right. Well, great win. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. But now we're going to go to Gen Z.
Gen Z. I got to pick somebody?
Yeah.
I'm going to flip a couple pages.
You're gonna she's gonna go deep. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look in here. I'm gonna go with Paulina.
Paulina
Buck. Yep. How was your week?
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Paulina.
What's Paulina
in the boot camp? Let's go, girl.
I had a very good week last week. I submitted a loan for $528,000.
Nice.
And I don't have exactly the number of the leads, but definitely I received more than 10 leads for last week.
Let's go.
And yes, I keep working and pushing my business, and I know I can do it, and I will be one day in the point where I want to be.
Love it. Hey, Paulina, you've been making a lot of calls. She's been working really hard in the boot camp on making, over 100 outbound calls, but really being intentional. And so more than 10 leads last week. Great job, girl.
Excellent work.
Yes.
Excellent work. We're going to give you a cheer. But Gen Z, do you got anything else on this by chance?
Yeah, actually, Paulina, you are the Call-Star All-Star for the month of April.
Oh, congratulations. You are the Call-Star All-Star for the month of April. Unbelievable.
Listen, she didn't miss a session. She was there every day. She's intentional. She uses her time on there wisely. She does everything. So congratulations.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Your week's starting off really good, Paulina. Man, I bet that Loan Officer Breakfast Club t-shirt helped a lot, didn't it?
I never got you the t-shirt, by the way.
You haven't got a t-shirt?
No.
Oh, well, you do now, sister. Congratulations again, man. You just keep winning like crazy this Monday. Wow. Congratulations.
What did she win? What is the April?
Yeah, what does she get?
Oh, the All-Star, she gets a MMA swag bag and a trophy.
Do we still give away the plastic trophies? The super cool plastic trophy?
Excuse me. They're amazing trophies.
Of course. I said plastic. They're amazing.
Spinners on them and everything.
It's nice,
bro.
Gold-plated trophy.
Yeah. You have to find space on your shelf. And cash.
And cash.
She gets cash.
Paulina, you picked the right crowd to hang around with, didn't you?
Oh, thank you. I can't believe you picked me this month.
Aww,
yes, you did the work.
You're it. You're it. Yeah, you're it. Yeah.
So every day she turned her tracker in at the end of every week. Yeah, she did her stuff, man.
Tell you, that's what a pro does.
Yeah.
Somebody's really serious about
my goal
building
is to actually be a successful loan officer, no one more in, thinking about it. I put all my effort every single day, and I know I'm going to reach there. In the beginning, I said, we're going to have a 15 loan close per month, and I will be there. I will.
Great
yes,
job.
You will. You are on your way, my friend. Excellent work. Great job. Wow. What a great way to start the day. That was good. What do you think, Chris? We should just light a smoke right now.
Well, I saw somebody in the chat earlier on said I lit a menthol after, what was it? Who was it? Hold on. If I can find that again, I thought it was, Kamari said, Kamari said, I had a menthol on Friday for you after Chris was done.
Nice. Good job.
I read that earlier. I thought that was pretty funny.
And also, John Priest says he's found that the LOBC t-shirt is a babe magnet. So maybe you want to add that to the list of benefits.
My man.
Let the cat out of the bag, my friend. You need to keep that under wraps.
No.
Yeah, you let the cat out of the bag. So, before we move on to the heart and soul of the show, that'll be Mr. Steve Kyles today. I just got to give it a try, Kristen.
Gosh. All right, do it.
Okay. All right, here it is. I'm going to spotlight him just because I cannot not try this. Okay, for those of us on the podcast, if you're listening on the podcast, you're not seeing what I'm doing, but I've highlighted a gentleman because I have to try and pronounce his name. Okay, Scott, here it goes. Are you ready, Scott? You see you're highlighted, right? Okay, here it is, Scott. I'm going to do it. Macariide. What is it, Steve?
It's Muckerhide.
Muckerhide. Congrats. You know what? You're getting a t-shirt. You got a t-shirt, Scott?
I don't. That'd be
Yes, you do, my friend. For having a cool last name. Sometimes it doesn't take much to win one.
That's about all I got for you. That's good.
Hey, well, where are you located, Scott?
I am in
did we lose him?
Bloomington, Indiana.
Oh.
Part of Indiana University.
Ah, okay.
Bloomington, Indiana. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. How long you been in the biz, man?
About 23 years.
Okay, good. You come here often to Breakfast Club? What's the deal?
I just switched companies, so I had a hiatus of about 3 or 4 months because of getting acclimated to a new company. But I was with you guys when I was with the old company, and so I'm getting back in the flow.
Okay, good. Well, we're glad to have you back in the flow, man. Thanks for joining us again. Please continue to show up and enjoy that t-shirt,
Appreciate
my
it.
friend, when you get it. All right.
I will. That's awesome.
If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time. Let's get to Steve Kyles!
It's so funny. It's all the extra
Master of scripting.
Yeah.
You know, he's a nice guy. He's got a decent personality. He's quite the dancer, too. Have you guys ever seen Steve dance?
Oh, man. I'm telling you.
It's a spectacle to be seen, my friend.
It is definitely that, my man.
Yeah. So, all right, what you got for us, brother?
Hey, well, we were talking last week about, we focus so much on, really, there's two types of prospecting. And, one of the things I just wanted to talk about and the team want to talk about is this. You got prospecting that brings you in business today. That means like I go out, I make a handful of calls, and we all know the numbers. We've been talking about them, but 13 outbound calls with 13 asks for the business gets you about 2 relational referrals. And that's what you would call hunting. And so hunting, and I'm not, for all of our non-hunters, it's not, the intent of it is I'm hungry today, I go fishing today, I go hunting today, and I'm able to eat today. You wouldn't, if I'm starving, I wouldn't go out and plant seed and say, hey, well, I'm going to wait for the seed to come up 4 months later. I might have something to eat. And so one of the things we don't really talk a lot about is farming. And so what Frank and I, there's something we were talking about with the digital dashboard and, building digital billboards for your database. So I just wanted to highlight something that I think is important, that when we're farming, one of the ways to farm is through building digital dashboards for your database. And look, I wanted to show you something like on your growth plan. Everybody is, and Frank, can you see my PowerPoint?
Oh, yeah. What's good?
I always like to think about this. Your business is somewhere. You're either surviving And survival mode is you're completely reactive, you're inconsistent and chaotic. And that's probably from 0 to 4 transactions a month. And it's up and down, up and down. And then some of you are at a place where you're stabilizing, and that's where you're closing 4 to 8 loans a month. You're beginning to build a process to prospect, which is a big part of it. And I will tell you that farming, one of the things I'm going to show today is it is a process to prospect, and you can do it in less than 2 hours a week. You're getting some help. You're stopping to do the busy work. You're closing anywhere from 4 to 8, still on a roller coaster, up and down. But then you start building structure, and that's processes for daily task. We talked a lot about each one of these steps. You know, each of the 8 weeks of the boot camp, we're helping to build really. This is where you start to see significant growth. You're closing 8 loans, 10 loans, 12 loans, up to 18 loans a month. And you're building structure, because here's what we know. It's a process that builds consistency, and then there's scale. You're doing 18 to 25, 30. We've got members that are doing 50, 60 loans. I mean, it's scale is where your team does the right activity. I was Adam Crosley. We had a call a couple weeks ago, and it was funny. He was like, my team is killing it. Like, my biggest struggle right now is, what do I do with my time? And that's how you know you're starting to scale, building predictable income. And legacy is it just runs completely without you, and a significant business. And as you're looking at each one of these, if you're in survival mode, the only thing you need to do is focus on hunting, and that is the outbound calls. But as you're getting into stabilize and structure, one of the things that we really find is this: most people the problem isn't you're not doing some work, you're just invisible. And what I want to just show you real quick is the modern day farm is building a digital billboard for your database. Farming, you know, it's not like I'm going to plant seed and I'm putting up this drive by the freeway sign. What a digital billboard is utilizing Meta and Facebook ads and Google ads, where, Frank, what most people don't realize is you can set it up to where you get a list, and I'll talk about it real quick, but you can target those ads for very few dollars a day. And so, look, one of the things, let me just say this real quick about farming as well. Farming is not just digital billboards, but it's a monthly mailer. It's a weekly email with your super signature. We talk about this in the boot camp and in the membership side as well, is that, look, hold on. I missed that. It's random text. So it's monthly mailer, weekly email, plus your super signature. Random texts, which aren't random, but it's text like, happy anniversary, happy birthday. Hey, we're moving into this quarter. Want to remind you, change out your air filters. Want to say happy Thanksgiving. Thankful for you being a past client. But it's a process to prospect. And then the last one, which is what I wanted to highlight today, is really the digital billboard for your database. I think it's super simple. And I'll give you a couple of examples. These are they kind of hit home. Many of you know I've been helping my wife get into the mortgage space, which has been a ton of fun. So she got in here in the last 45 days, got back into the business, hadn't been in over 13 years. But on the digital billboard, it's like taking these posts that are personal and turning them into ads. And you can see, like, some of them are about business, and some of them are about life, and then some of them are about here's one that's a 5-star review. And so what you're doing is you're being intentional and creating digital billboards. And what they are is, Frank, like, you can target these social media ads so that they only go to the list of people that you upload. So you pull all of the friends and families and past clients, and the agents that you're going after. And what you'll start to hear are things like this: man, you're everywhere. I keep seeing you everywhere. And they think it's everywhere, but the truth is it's only being displayed to the people you target. So you say, well, Steve, that's cool. How do I do it? So let me just walk you through this real quick. And Frank, you got any questions on that so far?
No, man, doing good.
Okay.
Great. So, by the way, great imagery. I mean, whoever's knocking that out for you, it's looking good.
And this is something, let me just say this, because I'll tell you, we'll help you with it. And I know we go through it in the boot camp, and we'll do it inside the membership site. But what you want to do is, it's not all business. It's teach, tell, touch, sell. It's a process. You teach them something. You tell them something. You touch them with the heart. Like this one's so funny with Ellie. It says she's sugar and spice, but mostly spurs. and it's like just heartfelt stuff. But there's a whole process to it: teach, tell, touch, sell. But let me just walk you through it real quick, because for some of you, and let me just say this: don't farm if you're closing 0 to 4 loans a month and it's like, I've got to eat today. What you've got to do today is get logged into Call Stars, like Paulina was saying. Get plugged into Call Stars. You know, Paulina, what was great, and I know your numbers because you're a part of the boot camp. You're doing over almost 150 outbound calls a week. But think about this: her activity last week brought in 10 relational leads, which mathematically means she has 2.5 loans she put in her pipeline just from the activity last week. Well, as you're building, you want to hunt. And could you farm? Yes, on Fridays after you've done all the calls. But you don't farm. And Frank, I think, hey, let me just say this real quick before I go into it. You know what we see the biggest challenge is? People will start doing targeted Facebook ads. They'll spend time building their monthly mailer. They'll work with their CRM to do all the random quote unquote texts that go out. And it's like, I'm doing all this farming activity, but they're emaciated today. And it's like, I've got to eat today. And it's like, well, it doesn't work. No, it works. You're doing something that produces a result 90 to 120 days out. And listen, it's not your fault. Nobody taught us this. Nobody ever really helped us understand there's activity that brings results today. And there's activities that if I do them today, will amplify it. Ryan Pope's part of our network, Frank, and we have a book club, and we're talking about this book. And it was so funny. He has this quote that a guy did in one of the books, and it was, anything above 0 compounds. And I'm like, dude, I love it. And when I heard that, I thought, hunting plus farming compounds. And what we've got to do is identify where we're at in our business. Are we in survival mode? Or are we in stabilized mode where I'm trying to stabilize? Are we in structure, scale, or legacy? And so let me just give you this real quick, and then we'll open it up because, hey, and by the way, if there's anybody who says I'd like help with this, I was talking to Diane Friday. I know her calendars. There's only 5 spots. And maybe a boot camp's a good option for you, or maybe the membership's a good option for you, but we'll help you with this. But go to, what is it, dailysuccessplan.com.
Yeah, I would say this, Steve. Yeah, if you just want to make sure you can get in on one of those 5 slots, we can help you with this stuff. Just go to dailysuccessplan.com, because then you'll actually put in your information there, just a little bit of information. We'll get you on the calendar right away. But if you don't have time to do that, or you can't click it or whatever, just put yes in the chat, and then we'll do our best to reach out to you, get you on one of those 5 slots this week.
And let me say this too, Frank, and this is in a really cool way. I'm not like, the reason we encourage people to be a part of membership, and let me just say this, like, we do it because, look, we got a great thing going. Of course, we'd be better if you were here with us. But when we talk about things like this, we have so much of this content has already been built that literally, if you would just spend 30 minutes a day, you'd spend, 2 hours a day hunting, 30 minutes a day working on your business. We've already developed it. You don't have to figure it out. Just plug in. And it's only, it's a few $100s a month. It's so inexpensive. So let me just show you something. If you're saying I need to build some digital billboards, and that's just one of the 4 areas of farming, here's what I would encourage you to do. Number 1, build your list. And we'll show you, there's a tool that you can use that'll export all of your contacts out of your phone. I'd put together your past clients, your friends, your family. I was leading our team in the network this last week. Once a month, I do a whole class on digital marketing. And you know what I told them? If they breathe and you've ever met them, put them in the list. Because when you're doing digital marketing, your list will be, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. But listen to this. When you're targeting them and they're on a direct targeted ad list that you've created, 5 or 10,000 people is so small, you can't even spend $5 a day. So build your list, everyone that's ever breathed, you upload it into Meta or Google or however you're going to do your targeted ads. Number 2, it's upload the list into Facebook. And I think it's the easiest way. We got a whole section, maybe for all of our members. Kristen, you can drop it in there. We have a whole section that'll show you how to set up your Facebook ads, and you can do it within a couple of hours. And you create a custom audience, and it shows up only to those people. It doesn't go to anyone else. And that's where I was with Nate this last week, and we were talking inside the network, and he's like, I'd have people now saying, bro, you're everywhere. Well, he's been doing this since October, November, December. Literally, people are saying, dude, I see you everywhere. I want to work with you. I see you everywhere. I want to work with you. And it's because when you're doing farming, specifically building a digital billboard, you're creating this amazing momentum. Now, you also do this. You just create a simple ad in Canva. Canva is a super great tool. It does not have to be complicated. You can either do an ad in Canva, or when you're posting something, do it something like, I'll give you an example, sugar and spice, but mostly spurs. And Stephanie was talking about Ellie and what the lessons are that have been learned in the rodeo, and how you can win all the races and DQ 1 or 2 and still lose the rodeo. Hey, sometimes that feels like life. Yeah, it feels like real estate. And you bring it back in to what you're doing in business, and just saying, hey, if you want to connect and talk about what we're doing to help our partners do even more, DM me and we'll jump on a call. And so the ads are not complicated. A lot of times it's organic posts that get traction or create something in Canva. And here's the other thing. As you're doing it, watch your warm conversations, leads, and closings start coming your way. And my last thought is this. It's not lead generation, Frank. That's what I've heard people for years and years. It's lead generation, lead generation. No. I believe it's lead activation. You already got the leads. You already got the relationships. There's that stat from National Association of Realtors, Frank, and it said 78% of people would use the realtor or loan officer they worked with in the past, but only 11% actually do. You know why? It's not because they didn't like you. They just forgot about you.
Right. They don't remember you.
Yeah, and we talked so much about we drive. And listen, I'm telling you, so many people have got to hunt. But I would encourage on Friday afternoon, spend 2 hours a week and focus on farming. Whether it's and one of the things I encourage people, especially in our boot camp and in our membership and in the network, is, Frank, just incorporate one a month. Let the month of May be the month you put your digital billboard in place. Well, how long does it take? It doesn't matter. You got 4 Fridays. Then next month, implement your email once a week. Well, what do I say? That's why you got to be a part of the membership. Don't figure it out. We'll show you. Then the third month, do what? Random text. And then the fourth month. And it's like we try to do it all at once, not forgetting or not realizing that, it's interesting. I'm helping somebody. She just started the targeted ads last week. She started one ad in one day and got 5 leads. And it was, again, it's not magic beans, or, what the truth is? She's got a killer group of people that know, like, and trust her. When they saw her organic ad, they're like, right. Of course I like her. Hey, by the way, I'm looking to do something. Can you help me? And that's essentially what the call to action was. Message me. And it's just one of those things where I want to encourage everybody, do some farming while you're doing your hunting. So
good stuff. I'll just say one more time too. If you want to make sure you have someone chat with you about it, just say yes in the chat, right? Yeah. We'll reach out to you. Now, if you're already a member, you can just go into the website or call the office.
Yeah, if you're a member, don't book a
guide
time.
You.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. They'll guide you. But if you're not a member, you just want to learn more about this and how you can get this implemented, just put yes in the chat if you want to do that.
Hey, and we got to be thinking about both. I think that's where we get because the farming is where it gets really easy. What we see is when you have a database of 100, you should be closing 1 to 2.7 additional loans per month per 100. And if you're not, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means, look, there's some opportunity. So why not go after the people that already know, like, and trust you, and make some of this easier and funner? Funner. I don't know that that's a word, but just easier.
It is here.
It's today.
Yeah.
It is today. So
the thing about this too, Steve, is when you've got when you've got to the point where you're consistent with your hunting, right? You're consistent on your calls. You're doing that. You've got that going on, and you're bringing in your leads through your hunting. But when you can deploy the farming element, right, and have that running in the background, there's kind of just this kind of sense of confidence. I don't know what it gives you, more of a sense of like, I'm kind of firing on all cylinders right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? I got the hunting going on. I'm doing well there, but I know in the background too, people are seeing me, right? People are being reminded of me. So I've got that going on. So it really is important to have both things going on.
Yeah, you know what it does, and it's something that I've been working on. It's the predictable income model. You know, the challenge with most people's business, and listen, mine was like this for 17 years, and I'm 20 plus years in the business now. And I got to tell you, it's the ups and downs, and it's the anxiety of, did I do enough? And what's going on? What will this month look like? Well, when you're farming, Frank, it just creates predictability because we already know the math. Here's the greatest thing. Our greatest gift to the industry is we know the math of what conversion should be. And if your number isn't that, then it's just a handful of tweaks to get there. And now it's not this big months, low months. What's going to happen? It's predictable. For every 100, at a minimum, should be 1 per month. So if I got 500 and I'm not closing 5 or more transactions a month from my database, we need to do some farming.
Something's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
right.
Lou's asking, can we get the slides? Yeah. Book the strategy call. If you're a member, just reach out to the main office. Of course, we'll get you the slides. If you're not, get on a call with us and we'll get you the slides.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if he could just put that last slide up again once. That last slide that he had.
Lead generation. It's lead generation. That one, or the
one that you had 4 steps.
Yeah. Let me do this, Brad. Let me. Yeah. Look. Here's what I'll do. I'll do this. I'll drop it in the chat as a graphic. Hey, and did anybody have a question on that that we can answer before we bail out? I know it's the top of the hour right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank, you and I were going to talk about how to easily use AI, like just on the practical side. Are we still doing that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
Okay,
right.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow we'll be good.
Brad, I dropped it. I dropped it in the chat for you. Hey, and this isn't still Chris's thunder on that. Like this is like,
this is not
for content. This isn't like how we're going to make you need to go get a menthol. This is more like how we're writing emails. So.
Right. Yeah. It's a more simplistic way of taking
practical things.
Practical stuff. So, yeah. And we do have Adam with his hand up. Before we get there, I just want to remind everybody, if you're a member, Agent Animals is up and loaded for you. Today's or tomorrow's Agent Animals is for if you were here when Marlon Shaker was with us, the appraiser. She goes through what a listing agent should be prepared with when she meets an appraiser at that listing, to better support that appraiser and help substantiate value. So that's what's going to be. I just want to remind membership as well, the best way to take advantage of Agent Animals is on your prospecting agent calls today, where you're trying to set up the appointment, or just on your agent calls, right? Let them know, hey, tomorrow there's a great class. Can I sign you up for it? This is what the class is about. Can I sign you up? And you go ahead and put the agent's information into your invite link, so they'll get the reminder to see the Agent Animals episode. Now think about this. This is a really cool way when you're calling agents that you have not yet met with, that you're trying to meet with. You can use Agent Animals as a tool to say, hey, by the way, there's this great class tomorrow that we offer here. It's this appraiser who's going to teach people how to better handle, working with an appraiser at the listing. It's really easy. I can just sign you up for it, right? You'll get an invite and you can check it out tomorrow. Would you like me to do that? It's another thing of value that you can add. So that's Agent Animals. That's tomorrow's Agent Animals. So I just want to make sure membership is aware of that.
Cool. Hey, Sue asked, once they sign up, will they continue to get future ones?
I don't think so. I think the team might know better than me on that one. I apologize. So you got it. Cool. Yeah. So you use it every week. That's the cool thing about Animals, is you can use it every week as something to just say, hey, tomorrow there's this cool thing. Do you want me to sign you up? Right. Want me to put you on the list? It's just a great way to make use of that tool. It's a very good tool, because I do want to remind you guys, on every Agent Animals episode, every single one that I do, I always encourage the agent who's watching it to do business with you. Every single time, every single time. The loan officer that invited you in here, they've got something called the follow-up refer back program. If you're not aware of what that is, boy, you need to reach out to them. You need to give them a call, right? I do that for you. Yeah. So take advantage of Agent Animals if you're a member. If you're not taking advantage of it, it's just kind of a squandered tool that's just sitting there, ready to be taken. And it's super easy to use. Just make sure you're the one that invites them. Don't send the link. You could send the link, but it's better if you have the link up on your own. You put their information in. It takes you 2 seconds to do. Get them invited in. What else? Are we good to go here? Or
I think we're good, brother. Today's Monday. Reach out to your agents. Do some hunting today. Hey, remember this: when we're reaching out to our agents, there's an order of prospecting. So our Focus 40, the agents that are actively referring and actively closing a loan every 90 days. So we reach out to our Focus 40. We reach out to our post coffees. And then for those of you who need to supplement and you need more agent relationships, we do our pre-coffees. But today's a great day. Make the calls. Hey, go to Call Stars. That's such great accountability. Adam Charney, just real quick, what you got, man? We're 4 minutes
just real quick on those messenger lists that you're building up. Can they be just name and phone number, or do you have to have the email
First
address
name, last name, email, cell phone? That's the best information to have, but if I would upload what you have and see if it matches, but the best is to have all 4.
It's best to have as much data points as you can. In all honesty.
Well, I'm just thinking coming out of your phone, a lot of times you just have name and
you
phone
don't
number.
have email, right? But so just
do what you've got and see how much matches up, but at least those 4 will help you match better. And just so you know, this usually about 50-60% match. And then you can try to upload it again later and see if it matches even more. So, all right, Frankie.
Woo! What a day,
Great day,
man.
Great to have you back. Great to have everybody.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being here, everybody. Be here tomorrow to do it all over again. It's going to be awesome. Thanks for joining us today on Loan Officer Breakfast Club. Do us a favor. Invite your friends. We'd appreciate that. Hey, if you got the time, find us on the podcast on iTunes or Spotify and give us a nice review if you'd be so kind. We'd appreciate that. You guys have a great day. We'll see you here tomorrow. Do it all over again. Adios. See you. Bye-bye.
See you, Frank.
Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
Have a great day, everybody.